Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry is a castle so ancient and so full of magic. There are questions to be asked about Hogwarts and mysteries to be unraveled about history. So in today's video, I'll be explaining Hogwarts' origins, who were the four founders of Hogwarts, and how they did build it. At some point in the 10th century, four of the greatest witches and wizards that ever lived founded Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Their names were Godric's Gryffindor, Rowena Ravenclaw, Helga Hufflepuff, and Salazar Slytherin. The reason for doing so was because they had the desire to make the world's best magic school. But who planned and designed the actual castle? The books don't speak of an architect as such, but the films gave us a hint of a golden statue known as the Architect of Hogwarts, a wizard holding a scroll, probably the Hogwarts blueprint. Who this man is exactly is unknown, but it makes sense that the founders would need a wizard who could put their ideas into actions, because the castle can't just build themselves. Once they did, it created their own house to represent a personality and skill that they wanted to nurture. Gryffindor students embodied bravery and chivalry, Ravenclaw intelligence and wit, Hufflepuff loyalty and fair play, and Slytherin the values of being sly and cunning. The 10th century was a dangerous time for witches and wizards, who were being persecuted by muggles hostile to magic. Therefore, Hogwarts was built somewhere in the Scottish Highlands and concealed with numerous charms and spells to make it impossible for muggles to come across. Any passing muggle would only see runes and signs warning them of danger. The castle itself was huge and complex. Hogwarts has a long history of ancient magic, and Albus Dumbledore admitted that not even he knew all of its secrets. Indeed, much about the design and construction of Hogwarts remains a mystery. Did the founders implement the anti-dissipating jinx? Where did the Room of Requirements come from? Why did they build a school next to a dangerous and dark forest? Too many questions but too little answers. It's popular that Rowena Ravenclaw came up with the location and the name of Hogwarts after dreaming of a hawk that led her to a cliff by the lake. Much like the Marauders or Harry, Hermione and Ron, the founders of Hogwarts were originally friends, yet that changed once it became clear that certain founders had a very different idea of what they wanted Hogwarts to be. That founder of course was Salazar Slytherin, who distrusted muggle-born wizards and believed that only pure-blood students should be allowed to attend Hogwarts. The other founders disagreed, especially Godric Gryffindor, who was up until then Slytherin's greatest friend. Their arguments possibly led to a duel, resulted in Slytherin leaving the school behind. Salazar Slytherin left, but not before he built the Chamber of Secrets. The story goes that the hidden chamber was kept secret from the other founders and was sealed until Slytherin's true heir arrived at the school, a student who would be able to unseal the Chamber of Secrets and then shield the basilisk inside, a huge snake that would purge the school of muggle-born wizards. Rowena Ravenclaw was the greatest witch of her time, a figure famed for her intelligence and wit, and that was before she wore her enchanted diadem, which was said to enhance the wisdom of the wearer. Her daughter Helena found it hard to escape from her mother's shadow. She betrayed her by stealing the diadem, believing it could make her powerful, and ran away from Hogwarts. Rowena Ravenclaw died soon after. Legend has it that the cause of death was a broken heart. Helga Hufflepuff, who was apparently the founder responsible for giving house elves jobs in the kitchens, giving them somewhere to work, where they would be treated fairly and not to be abused. She was also very good at food-related charms, and her recipes are still used by Hogwarts for their feasts. Godric Gryffindor favored the quality of courage and heroism and has been described by J.K. Rowling as the best duelist of his time, both with a wand and a sword. Thus his legacy lives on with the Sword of Gryffindor, the one that Harry Potter used to destroy Horcruxes. But he also left another object. You see, when the founders became older, they were faced with a problem. How would they ensure that the students were sorted into the right house after they were gone? The solution is Godric's hat. The founder decided that the best course of action was for Godric to take off his hat so that all four of them could enchant it to sort students long after their death, and by then the sorting hat was born.